per night. Sleep Number takes care of the science. All you have to do is sleep. And now, during our Memorial Day sale, save $1,000 on the Sleep Number 360 Special Edition Smart Bed Queen, now only $19.99, only for limited time. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com.
70% of the Fortune 100 choose Zoom. With phone, chat, workspaces, apps, events, and video in a single platform, Zoom powers all your communications. Large enterprises, small businesses, and individuals use the secure Zoom platform to enable new ways of working, learning, hosting events, and supporting their customers. And now you can save 15% on meetings, chat, and phone with the Zoom United bundle. Visit zoom.com/bundle. Zoom, how the world connects.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-785-9132. That's 800-785-9132. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-785-9132.
At the end of a long, stressful day, you need the Magic Hands True Shiatsu Neck and Back Massager by True Medic. At last, you don't need to make an appointment for a professional massage. It's portable and rechargeable. Order the Magic Hands True Shiatsu Neck and Back Massager plus heat, designed to deliver a deeply penetrating shiatsu massage to relieve aches and pains. The adjustable arm sleeves give you complete control of the intensity of your massage. The retail price is $299. QVC sells it for $199. But in this special radio offer, it is yours for just $79. Plus, we will throw in free shipping. Enjoy Magic Hands in the comfort of your own home with a recertified demo model, the True Medic Massager. Just $79 with a full 1-year manufacturer's warranty and a 30-day money-back guarantee. True Medic, a brand favored by Oprah and popular with celebrities. Call now or go online for the special radio offer of just $79. Visit www.ordermagichands.com. That's ordermagichands.com. Or call 877-469-1669.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening.
It's the afternoon stretch with Zach Williams and Bruno Reagan.
Everybody stay calm. Stay calm.
Now here's Bruno and Zach.
O'clock here in the Music City, so you know what time it is. Time for the afternoon stretch here on Nashville Sports Radio. Ray Dosky, Zach Williams here in the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studios, and in the Mobile Family Fun Center studios down in Birmingham, Alabama, as he has USFL duties, but today able to carve out some time to get back on his own show. Bruno Reagan. Bruno, how you doing, man?
Hello.
That's not an actual answer.
Yeah, it is if you read between the lines. I guarantee you the people at home know exactly what that sigh meant. And I'm surprised you can't pick it up, radio boy.
Thanks, man. That's what we've missed right there. How are you doing today, Ray?
I'm so happy that Bruno's back for today.
Today. One night only live here on Nashville Sports Radio. Let's go ahead and ask the big question, get it over with. How's the knee?
Pretty good. I expect to play next week. I did a full lift today. It sucked. I had one little tweak, but that was about it. So after a long, because we play tomorrow, so after a long weekend, we're going to get here because we'll have Saturday and Sunday probably off. I'm hoping that I can get back out there.
Y'all play on Friday? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, who y'all play tomorrow?
Yeah. Michigan.
Ooh, Jeff Fisher.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That'll be a good one. Will you be on the sideline for that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna look for you for sure. Are you on crutches still or not?
No, I'm pretty much. I can walk around normally.
Yeah. Well, we're glad that you're here anyway. Ray, you having a good day coming in, man?
Yeah, not too bad.
500 degrees in the studio.
It is that. Yes, it's very hot in the studio. Bruno is definitely not missing the warmth in here.
Yeah, you're lucky, Bruno, because it's warm right now.
Am I now?
I think you
Am
are.
I
Yes,
now?
you are.
You would hate this. It is hot in here, all right? I'm basically naked on air right now because it's so hot, and I'm just sitting here steaming like a crab.
Well, that's your guys' problem.
Exactly. If you want to jump in on the show today, 615-844-5600. We want to hear from you live today on this Thursday, May 12th edition of the show. At 4:25, we're going to have Andrew Algretta. He's going to join the show, talk about the upcoming Vandy boys as well as Arkansas series. So that'll be a good one coming up. We'll talk about that. Also, we are cut off a little bit early today as we have Carolina and Boston going on at 5:30. So our show is actually going to get cut early today because of that NHL Stanley Cup playoffs matchup that we'll have on air for you here on Nashville Sports Radio. So a bit of a shortened show today. A breaking news kind of story that's coming out of here real quick, just because right before we got on air it came out. Jerry Jeudy, the wide receiver for the Denver Broncos, is arrested right now, and he's held without bond. I'm not 100% sure what that means.
I've seen early reports of, like, it was something that has to do with domestic tampering, which I'm not even really sure what that is. I had to, like, Google it, and even then I couldn't really find out. But it could be, like, 130 days in the jail or $750 fine or something like that. So it might be something that's being a little overblown, but I don't,
Yeah, is it just
I don't want to say, in the age of fake news on the radio, I want to say for certain that's just the early things I saw on Twitter.com.
Oh, man. Well, yeah, I don't know what held without bond means. Of course, we might have to hit up the Klein Press and Law Group. They'll let us know what that means. But yeah, I don't know what that. I don't know if that, because they're saying that like that's a bad thing, But it's like when COVID hit and all the businesses were like, well, we're closed indefinitely, and that sounds like forever. But that could be tomorrow. That could be 20 years from now. So who knows what that means?
World's kind of collapsing around us, and we just get to talk about sports on the radio. So let's do it, man. Love it.
Hey, let's do it. And you know what? You brought up something that, first off, I didn't realize the whole schedule release thing for the NFL. I thought this was going to be like May 12th, and we're all going to wake up in the morning, and they're going to have the release of the schedule just out there. I didn't realize that this was going to be some primetime show event that we joke about it on this show about turning your hobbies into, monetizing your hobbies and everything's content nowadays. Everything is to be monetized. We joke about that. The NFL actually means it. They're real about this. And a schedule release show that's going to be happening at 7:00 tonight is an actual show that's going to have, they're going to have Joe Buck and Troy Aikman that's going to be a part of it and blah, blah, blah. How?
It's basically media, like, it's being sent to, like, media personality purgatory. I mean, imagine being forced to, like, hey, you're going to run the schedule release show. Be pumped up. Like, I wouldn't even know how to fake being excited for that.
I don't understand how people can get excited about this. I really don't. Are you excited about it, Ray? Because Ray, I would say out of everybody on the show, Ray is the biggest sports fanatic.
He's the most traditional fan.
Yeah, I think that's fair. You are, because Bruno is the least. Bruno's very much the bottom. I'm very much the middle of that because I can see the both coins of it.
The ultimate fence sitter,
as you love to say.
I mean, just literally planted right there in the middle of the fence.
But Ray is the ultimate consumer, if you will, of sports media of this show.
Yes, I actually am really excited about it because it kind of gives you an idea of where you're going to see matchups at certain times. Like there's 6 or 7 solid matchups. I was going to ask you guys for this upcoming season that I want to know what your thoughts are and which one you're looking forward to this year.
Well, there's
Titans versus Jets part 5.
And Titans still can't win it. 0-4. Hopefully they can get that one, go 1-5 this year.
Let's go.
I don't know.
I can't wait for the Titans to lose to the Jets again, and then everyone's like, Malik Willis needs to start.
Well, I'm surprised that you've given the Titans one of the ones you were looking forward to, because we all know about how that Jets game went down last year. But I was going to throw a couple games this year.
Ray, real quick.
We could talk about it.
Wait, hold on. He's lying.
I know he is. After a year, I know that Bruno's lying. But deep down, he was super, super excited. I mean, he was on like fire last year when he was all about that Giants game last year. Remember?
Oh no, he was very passionate about that.
He was super psyched.
Now, once again, you got to look at context of things. Why was he passionate about it? Because he had Corey Davis on his fantasy league. It only was benefiting Bruno.
I knew that was a revenge game, dude.
That was it. We had a lot of good trolling on that one because all I said was just like, I hope Corey Davis has a good day today. And of course, he goes,
oh my God, people got crazy, man.
People wanted to kill me for it. They thought I was the reason. They thought I was the Titan secondary, like just letting this happen.
Hey, listen, I usually get upset with you and like us constantly going against like Titans and Titans Twitter. But now at this point, like I'm starting to like just seeing the discourse around Malik and they're like, I mean, just unreal. Like it's just silly. Like let's double down. Let's just troll this fan base to oblivion.
Well, the fan base trolls themselves.
Yeah.
You know, that we don't have to do anything. We can just sit back and poke the stick at the dead body laying ahead of us. Like, that's all it is.
Do you think we, as radio personalities, have a responsibility to be like, you know, that, like, we shouldn't be the ones poking fun at the fan base? Is that a thing, or? No.
I think we, as personalities, and at least I say us, right? Like, you and I and Ray, I say us, we should be trying to get as much of this stirred up as possible so that all the people who are quote unquote, you know, the real radio people, because this is the thing that kills me. People use this as like maybe deep down subconsciously it actually does affect me. I don't know. But somebody today, I was messing with somebody who was on Titans Twitter. There's a whole drama because every week there's always drama. And I was just messing with one of the guys that I like, that I mess around with on Twitter and all that. There's a whole bunch of them. I really do. I like majority of Titans Twitter. Like I like some of the guys are funny. I may not interact all the time, but I see it going on and I laugh at it. But so I interacted. I said something. I was just making a joke with him. He understood it. We were going back and forth. And then of course some random Titans, you know, fan or whatever came on there and said, "Don't worry, nobody listens to his air quotes radio show anyway."
Dude, I can't stand it with people because I've seen people do that to you, and like you can't air quote it. It is a radio show, and it is ours.
Because now, Bruno, you get to see it. Who was it? It was your good buddy over there with Memphis State, or not Memphis State, Mississippi State, and he called it a podcast.
Nick Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Well, everyone here in the USFL calls it a podcast. Like, Bruno, get me on your podcast. I'm like, it's not a podcast. It's a live
so you
radio
get to feel
show.
it now too.
Yeah. Like we can't just do stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, you can't. It's a whole different world. But anyway, so yeah, no, I think we should troll them. And speaking of trolling fan bases, the schedule leak thing, because we talked about it yesterday, and I saw some coming out, and we were talking, going back and forth about it. But I mentioned yesterday, you can't trust any of this. First off, it's the internet. Second off, that account, which was at NFL Games Leaked, that was the account name, started because Twitter.com at least tells you when something is like when the account was created, right? And it said May 2022. Well, we're 12 days at that point, 11 days into May. So this account was 11 days old at best, probably more like 5 days old. And today the guy has, or girl, I don't know, has come out, and some of the tweets that he put out probably made me think it's a guy. But
yes,
yeah, there's some of them that
that's a dude.
It's a dude probably. But goes on and just today says, "Hey, just to let you all know, this is how easy misinformation gets spread. I'm making all this up. It's all fake. I have no connections." He hit 10,000 followers. He got 10,000 followers in less than 10 days. His account had to have been absolutely booming. And then he goes to all the blue check marks, or white, I guess they're not blue anymore, but white, whatever. He goes to all the check mark verified accounts like Bruno, and he likes all of them that are interacting with his lies. And he says, just go check out my like accounts, or my like posts. And you just see, and Will Compton, he's on there talking about the Titans and Raiders Christmas game and all this kind of stuff.
Let's go. First of all, I give that trolling either an 8 or 10 or 9 out of 10. It should be a 10 out of 10. But the reason I don't is because it felt like whoever was running the account, like when he did the reveal, like that should be a ha funny gotcha kind of wholesome moment, right? It's just like, hey, like it seemed very like it seemed like there was something disturbed about this man.
Yeah, no.
Am I off with this vibe?
No, I think you're right. I think he was destined to try and this was like getting at somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, it seems like getting at Twitter verified. Like, it seems like this is like a Joker move. He's like society, That's what it felt like. I'm just like
a guy with a plan.
So I'm all about his message. Lie. It's fun. I think it's awesome.
This guy did it. It's quickly though. Yeah. It shows you how quick. And
it's not my account. Also, 2 people asked me. It's not my account. I didn't do it.
No, Bruno just lie on his actual verified account. You'll actually just straight up lie and have your name attached to it.
And then someone's like, "Oh, I gotta counteract this," and I'm just double down.
But it shows that, like, we see it all the time, and I'm not calling out anybody. I think there's people that do want to get into the business that we're in, and whatever that is, the business. But I know there's people that they really do, and they started their own thing and they put their podcasts out, and that's all good. I don't mean to make fun of those people, because I was that person at one time and with my career of my quote unquote radio show. But I was that person that was just trying to get a name out there, all that kind of stuff. What kills me, it's the people that start these up and then they just they're Titan centric, or maybe they're Chief centric or whatever, and they just throw out crazy things that are like, my sources telling me blah 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 blah.
It's the first like on his. If you go to that account and look at his likes, I retweeted the account, by the way. It's the picture with the elders will judge you. It's the 4 like animals. That's his account. Yeah, the first thing is like, according to sources, NFL Thanksgiving matchup, and it's it's someone trying to boast they have sources, but it's really this guy, right? It's his fake Twitter account.
And that's what kills me about all this. And on Twitter, and like when I put something up that's real, like I have before, and people just run to say, no, you're lying, what's your source, blah 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 blah. And it's just like, I'm not saying you gotta trust everything, you don't have to trust every account, but you have to realize that it's the Barry guy that you see who runs off, and he creates I'm
pretty sure it's Barry McCocker, I think.
Yeah, so. Something like that. You go in and he makes a fake Adam Schefter account or Ian
every
Rappaport,
single time.
and you see him put out something, and people are like, "Told you, I knew this is happening. This is for sure. Verified." And it's like, no, that's not the truth. This stuff is very tight-lipped. Go around here in Nashville. Let's just take it in our own backyard. How many times do you see Titans news getting broke by local Nashville people? Media people.
I mean, you make a great point. First of all, no Nashville news comes out of Nashville. I mean, really, no one even close. Like, I can't give anyone in this city credit for breaking news. No one does it. It all goes to the national guys, right? And it's because of that relationship. The teams want to have a relationship with the national guys so that, they get information from them, so they give them information. That's kind of the deal. That's how a guy like Ian Rappaport rises through the ranks, right? It's a mutual thing. You want this stuff.
And let me add on. I think it's more or less not a relationship with the people. It's a relationship with the companies that Titans, Tennessee, they're going to work with NFL. The NFL, who Ian Rappaport works for, and then vice versa with ESPN, Adam Schefter. That's more or less what it's those relationships.
Well, it's just you make a great point. I mean, we talk about rumors and all that. Name one person who even hinted at AJ Brown getting traded. Name one person in Nashville.
Nobody.
Didn't happen. Nobody. It just shows you no one knows anything. So when I lie, at least it's fun.
Yeah. at least there's something that we can get out of it. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the whole thing. It's just people want to believe it because we could do it. We talk about it on the show all the time, the clickbait stuff. We could throw that out there and just live off that and live off the clickbait, but we don't. We're not going to do that because it's just it honestly gets it gets boring. Like, I don't know. For me, it gets boring just to sit there and lie, and then you got to deal with everybody jumping in on your lie, and then you're like, what, no, I wouldn't want to do that. But we see it all the time with whether it's NFL power rankings or anything. If they're trying to hit a certain group, whether it's a certain fan base or not, you see the misdirect to just get those clicks. Because this is the thing. Even if you're saying something negative about that post or whatever, you're still interacting with it. And that is all they care about. It doesn't matter if it's positive or negative. You could be saying it's the worst thing in the world. If you're interacting with it, they're going to make money off of it. So that's why people...
Skip Bayless is just hoping for the day LeBron comes back at him, right? He's praying for it. He's praying for that day.
Absolutely.
To be acknowledged. Absolutely. That's all he wants.
That's everything they want. I mean, that's why you see Cowherd will bring somebody like Baker Mayfield on, and then they'll sit across the entire room from each other almost, and Cowherd's on like this pedestal away from him. It's like, because he doesn't want to be that close to him, because he knows the guy's pissed off at him. But I respect him that at least he brought him into there. So,
dude, yeah, you could say respect. Cowherd knew that was just a cash cow that was Baker fell right into that, dude. Yeah. He fell right.
Same with the Cleveland Browns, though, too. Cleveland Browns fell for Baker, just like he knew that was a cash cow. So it works out. It always spins back around. All right, we need to run to our first break. When we come back, we're going to have Andrew Algretta on, voice of the Vandy boys, going to talk about the upcoming Arkansas series that's happening. But I also want to go back to the Indiana State game that just happened. Where that was a very close game. So I want to get his thoughts on that. An exciting finish that one had. The Vandy boys ended up getting the win there, 8-7, on an Enrique Bradfield stolen home plate. I I love games that end like that. That's tremendous. But after that, if you want to get on, 615-844-5600. Phone lines will be open. Phone lines will be there for you. Back after this here on the afternoon stretch.
There's heavy traffic now on 65 northbound up through Madison, trying to get up towards Goodlettsville. It's been eventful this afternoon. Several accidents still being cleared on 24 as you head out towards Murfreesboro. Watch your speed. I-48 making your way out through Wilson County this afternoon, all the way into Smith County. Lots of radar already out here. We hadn't even got into the holiday weekend yet. Hey, Princess Hot Chicken is now hiring at both locations. Check out that menu if you haven't seen it in a while at princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Hey guys, it's Zach from the Afternoon Stretch. One of the things I love about betting my favorite sports is that I'm always finding new player props or game props that I like. And what's cool about FanDuel Sportsbook is you can combine prop bets from multiple games and now even multiple sports. It's called Same Game Parlay Plus, and you can only find them on FanDuel. Combine your favorite baseball home run hitters for a chance to score an even bigger payout. If you don't want to build your own Same Game Parlay, check out their popular Same Game Parlay section where you can join the bets other users are jumping on. And if you're new to FanDuel, sign up with promo code TAS to get your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. Make every moment more and download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Just use promo code TAS so they know that we sent you. 21 up and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call TN Redline 1-800-889-9789.
You may think every weather app is the same until you see WeatherBug over-deliver on so many layers. With more free map layers than any other weather app, WeatherBug warns you the moment lightning strikes near you, prepares you for your commute with road conditions, routes, and even cameras. With everything from pollen and air quality to severe storm risks, radar, and satellite coverage, WeatherBug prepares you for the unpredictable. Download the WeatherBug app, trusted by over 10 million users, today for free.
Stop wasting your time struggling to loosen rusted nuts and bolts. Start using Freol Deep Penetrating Oil. Freol spreads deep into rusted or frozen parts to help release tough bolts and washers. Its formula delivers 3 times more lubricant. That means less sprays, less torque, and less time than any other penetrating oil on the market. It's even silicone-free. Professionals have trusted Freol Deep Penetrating Oil for over 40 years. Now it's your turn. Get Freol today at AutoZone, O'Reilly, and Napa. Look for the silver can.
Your exclusive Nashville Sports Radio, WNSR Sky Scan forecast. Throughout this afternoon, partly sunny and breezy, temps near 80, partly cloudy overnight tonight, lows drop to the low 60s. On Saturday, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon, partly sunny, temps low 80s. Utilizing the resources of the WeatherBug Network on Nashville Sports Radio, I'm WNSR's Joe Gardner.
Sports Radio, WNSR.
Welcome back to the afternoon stretch. Bruno, Reagan, Ray Dosky, Zach Williams here inside the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studios. Typically, we say let's go to the phone lines if you want to jump in, 615-844-5600. But right now, we're closed off on those for a very special guest. Always love having him on to talk some Vandy boys baseball. Andrew Algretta. You can follow him on Twitter at @Algretta. Definitely go give him a follow. First off, Andrew, let's get you verified on Twitter, my man. I feel like, we got Bruno here who's verified on Instagram and on Twitter. Like, you're the voice of the Vandy Boys. Why are you not verified yet?
Not everybody can be a professional football player. I strive to.
Yeah, not even me.
That is a tough road to hoe, I guess. So, but I'm gonna fight for that. I'm gonna fight to get you verified soon.
I appreciate that. My world will keep spinning with or without the blue check mark, but if it's there, that's a pleasant surprise. So, I empower you, Zach.
See, I don't like this whole you're taking the high road. You don't need this to fulfill your life. I need you to join the ranks of people like me that we're gonna live or die off getting that verified badge. All right, I gotta have somebody else in this battle with me.
I think it's a farce and a joke that I've not been verified, and I'll fight this tooth or nail.
There we go. That's the soundbite. We're sending that to Twitter right now. Go ahead and clip that, Ray. We'll get it over. So you're in Arkansas right now. We're going to talk about Arkansas Vandy Boys. I want to go back to Tuesday night against Indiana State, a game that I joked about on air against the Sycamores that I thought, this is just another Tuesday night beat-up fest that the Vandy Boys are going to cross off their list and move on. Well, I mean, that did not go that way as it goes to 11 innings, and it's an 8-7 finish in that one, and honestly, probably one of the most exciting finishes that we've seen so far with this Vandy Boys team. Is that a case of Indiana State being much better than what we thought they were going to be, just being a smaller school compared to Vanderbilt, or a case of Vanderbilt not quote-unquote looking past the game, but not taking full advantage of what that game was?
I think it's mostly the first thing. We can touch on Vanderbilt for a second, right? So Bryce Cunningham got the start, did not have his best stuff. And then Vandy struggled to get its offense going for a while, had a couple of opportunities, didn't capitalize. So there are things that I would suspect Coach Corbin would say they left on the table. On the flip side of that, Indiana State had been a top 100 RPI team throughout the course of most of the season. They just fell out of the top 100 recently, but they're still a darn good program. And then the thing that I think Vandy Boy fans would probably underscore is the fact that they've been to Hawkins Field each of the past couple of regionals, right? So they're not intimidated. They know the scene. It's a lot of upperclassmen that played in those regionals. So for them coming back to this place, there was a high motivation to be successful in Hawkins Field, considering what they've been through. So I think it's probably most the Indiana State thing. But, I mean, you can't duck the fact that clearly Vanderbilt missed a couple of opportunities. Bryce Cunningham didn't have his best stuff right out of the gates, all of that sort of stuff. So, it is what it is to an extent, but you got out of there with a victory. And at this point in time, you've only lost one midweek game throughout the course of the entire season, and that one was to somebody that's going to host a regional and potentially a super regional in Louisville.
Talk about the finish now to that one with Enrique Bradfield. First off, because once again, we talked about it before, I love the inner workings of the business, if you will, play-by-play, and so I'm not been to your level, obviously, but I've done enough to where I get the gist of what's going on in a baseball game where action comes few and far between sometimes, depending on the rhythm of the game. You can get a long while where it could just be a very easy pop fly out, and you go a couple innings without any big plays. How do you, as a play-by-play guy, watch that, for the Enrique Bradfield steal that ends up winning that game? You don't see a lot of stolen home plates. Do you think, when you look for that, do you look for that because it's Enrique, or were you completely shocked by that happening?
I wasn't shocked, and I'm not trying to say that to say, I knew it was coming. I think I told this to somebody else, I think earlier today, that whether or not I knew that Enrique was going to steal, which very clearly I did not know, I think Enrique demands that you pay attention to him on the bases. Just as a fan, as a broadcaster, and it should be a pitcher, but bless the freshman for Indiana State that was trying to navigate his way through that particular situation, and all of a sudden he wasn't. He just demands that you pay attention to him. So I was watching Enrique as he started to run. Not because I thought he was going to steal, but again, you have to keep your eyes on that guy. So, from a broadcasting standpoint, I think you're situationally aware, right? not to go too far down the rabbit hole, guys, but you're talking about a game of baseball where, generically speaking, the first couple of innings, you kind of set up what is happening. The middle innings allows you the freedom to tell some stories or get into some other notes and facts and whatever. And then the back half of the game, you get pretty locked in situationally. So in that situation, in the 9th, in the 11th, whatever, you're fairly focused on the situation and what the infielders are doing, what the base runners are doing. So, you're prepared to ramp it up. But baseball can sneak up on you because you could be plodding along at like a 1 or a 2, and all of a sudden then you've got to function at a 9 or a 10. So you just got to be mindful of that.
Talking with Andrew Algretta, voice of the Vandy Boys. If you want to go on Twitter and follow him, it's at @Algretta, soon to be verified. We're going to make that a new mission here at the afternoon stretch. All right, now let's switch our focus here. You're in Arkansas right now. I think people are more shocked to find out that Arkansas pretty good at baseball as well. They're not they're no slouch, number 4 in the country right now. Talk to me a little bit about what this series means for Vanderbilt.
So for Vanderbilt at this point in time, I think, and I don't want to put words in the mouth of anyone part of the NCAA selection committee, but Vanderbilt at this point is scratching to host a regional. I think everyone has a high care level that they put postseason baseball back in Hawkins Field. At this point in time, you're talking about 2 weekends left. You've got Arkansas on the road. You've got LSU back at home. Those are both 2 very well-regarded teams. Obviously, you're talking about the number 1 team in the West in Arkansas, the number 2 team in the West in LSU as it currently stands. So if you're Vanderbilt and you're looking to host a regional, you've got a good resume. You're 24 in the country, which is iffy, but your RPI is 4 or 5. You're 4-4 in SEC series. Boy, you probably need to get out of the next 2 weekends going 4-2 and winning each of the next 2. So that's a tall task in this place against this opponent. So they're going to have to be at their best. The energy level has been high. They've played well the past couple of weekends. Yes, they lost to Texas A&M, but you're talking about a road series victory against Georgia, road series victory against Kentucky. They've won some series down the stretch here to get themselves into a position where if they're successful, these next couple of weekends, they can put postseason baseball back at the Hawks.
And, something we're going to continue about Arkansas when you're looking at this matchup directly with Vanderbilt. Where you're seeing, how do you feel this 2 teams match up so far from what you know? Because, we've talked about this before in the past. SEC baseball, I think, is got to a new level, not only just in each team individually, but just the competitive level has been so strong that there's gonna be even whether it's an easy series or not, whatever people would say quote unquote is an easy series. It doesn't matter who you're playing. If they're an SEC school team, SEC caliber team, especially at this point in the season, throw the rankings out, throw the numbers out. It's always gonna be a barn burner in a tough game for either side. How do you feel these 2 teams match up wise, pitching to hitting wise?
I think it's an interesting matchup. At least statistically, it would say that the 2 teams are fairly similar. You're talking about an Arkansas team that, typically speaking, has been driven by their pitching staff, which I would say Vanderbilt, for the most part, has been that as well. The pitching and the defense have been at the forefront of the success when Vanderbilt has had it. And then the offense has players, has talent, and every now and then it comes and goes. We've all had our personal heartburn about the runners in scoring position situation for Vanderbilt, right? I've not looked at it at this exact moment, but it was floating around about 260, 270 with runners in scoring position in conference play. And, we all threw our arms up like it's got to be. Well, Arkansas, despite the fact that they're first in the West, was closer to 220, 230 with runners in scoring position. So they've had their problems. And they've got one of the best and most talented hitters in this entire conference at Robert Moore. And he's hitting 236 this season. And he's going to be a high-level professional baseball player at some point in time. And his numbers have been down this particular season. So I've got no earthly idea on exactly Chris McElvain's slider versus Robert Moore. But in terms of the way the two teams profile, they profile very similarly. And it will be fascinating to see, who has the type of series that can bolster their team and get them over the top. And whether you take 2 out of 3, if you sweep, whatever, there's a lot of similarities between these two teams. At least I think so statistically and on paper.
Talking with the voice of the Vandy Boys, Andrew Algretta. Let me go to a big picture kind of situation here with Vanderbilt now with you. I asked you a long time ago, all the way at the beginning of the season, many months ago now, a question, and I'm going to re-ask that question. The question was, at that time, who are you looking at surprising you as you go throughout the season? You gave me a name then. I want to follow that up now with, so far to this, with now, 2 SEC series left. Essentially, we're in the end game now of the season. Who has so far surprised you that you didn't expect from those Vandy boys, good or bad, either way?
Do you remember what name I gave you? Because there was one particular name that I felt pretty good about going into the season that I thought was going to take a jump. Is that the guy that I gave you?
Say the name, and it'll jog my memory.
See, I at the start of the season thought Spencer Jones was going to take that jump. And I don't get things right very often, but Spencer has had one heck of a season, one absolute heck of a season. In terms of people that have surprised me throughout the course of the season, even though you take Spencer as someone that you think can make a jump, then you see it actually work out in person, and it's pretty impressive to watch. And we do all of this talk, Zach, sometimes about, okay, here's the up-and-comer in Spencer Jones, or here's the electrifying Enrique Bradfield Jr., or here's the freshman sensation Carter Holton. And all Dom Keegan does every single weekend is show up and produce somehow. So the consistency of Dom Keegan has been remarkable. He is such a talented player. He is also very humble and very much a part of the team. He comes back. He wants to prove himself as a catcher. He gets plenty of reps at the catching position, and he has verified the fact that he can play multiple positions. But we've gotten ourselves to this point in the season where Coach Corbin, more often than not, needs Dom at first base for Bulger to catch because Dom's defense is good at first base. So all of a sudden, Dom is being asked to do something at the end of the season, which is counter to part of the reason that he came back. And he's done it calmly, professionally, and continued to produce. Had 3 home runs against Georgia. So if you're asking me about surprises, the fact that Dom has been good is not a surprise. The fact that he's been remarkably consistent and so frequently with this offense at times asked to carry the bulk of the run producing, and he has, considering everybody knows his skill set, that part is extra impressive and maybe a touch surprising too from Dom.
What has been your favorite part so far of this season? Because it's still not done. The regular season's still going. And, obviously we're going to get into post play. There's going to be more there. But so far out of, the time that you've had this season, what's been either, and it doesn't have to be directly a baseball inside game kind of thing. It could be, something about visiting one of the cities or anything like that. What's been something that stuck out so far to you?
In terms of games, the no-hitter against Kentucky, I think, is first. I think anytime you get the opportunity to be around a no-hitter, and we've seen great things, right? 3 walk-offs at this point. Jack Bulger had one. Tate Colwick had one. Now Spencer Jones has one. But no-hitters are just something else. So in terms of on the field, to be a part of that no-hitter situation, it's at Kentucky a couple of weeks ago. That's first class, and that stays burned in your brain, especially as a broadcaster. You know what? This isn't surprising at all, but I think for me personally, just to now actually step into a situation when you talk with Coach Corbin on a regular basis for our pregame conversations, to travel with him, to get to know him, to get to know Maggie a little bit. I recognize that most people in Nashville, especially the ones close to the Vandy Boys program, have known this for 20-plus years now. But for me personally, to interact with him on a day-in and day-out basis, it's fun. I mean, I'm so captivated by the way he thinks, very analytical, very thoughtful. I appreciate the way he goes about baseball, the way he goes about program building and what he cares about and all of that sort of stuff. It's been a total pleasure to, and I'm not blowing smoke, right? I mean, like, there's a lot of legendary coaches and all of that sort of stuff. And, I jumped into a ship that was, speeding down the waters, or I jumped in a Ferrari that was, already at top speed. I didn't get thrown into a camp of a bunch of people as we tried to build something. This Ferrari was speeding down the road, and he welcomed me as it was speeding. So that's been a wonderful, wonderful plus to this whole experience.
You know what's been very wonderful is you joining this show. We're going to get you on before the playoffs start, and we're gonna say even before the regionals, because we're going to be hosting a regional. We're just going to speak it into life, right? Going to be hosting it here in the Hawk, so it'll be a nice, fun time. Remember, you're going to be able to hear Andrew Algretta right here on this very station, 6:15 tomorrow, when they start off their series against Arkansas. So we appreciate you, Andrew, for jumping on with us.
Hey, thank you guys, and I appreciate you guys. Every now and then, you guys have to bump or slide or whatever for our game, so we appreciate that too.
Hey, I'm happy to move for a legend. All right, that's always going to be in my contract. All right,
an unverified legend.
Soon to be, though. Soon to be. Hey, appreciate it, Andrew.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right, remember, follow him on Twitter, A Algretta, at it's just one A, at A Algretta, but he's got two A's, so it makes you think that. Once again, that series schedule coming up for Vanderbilt, it's 6:30 first pitch tomorrow, 6:15 on air, same exact way on Saturday, and then it'll be a 2 p.m., 1:45 broadcast start, 2 p.m. first pitch on Sunday for Arkansas, and that's going to be a good matchup right there because – once again, you got 24th. You had Vanderbilt, who they got knocked out of the top 25. Now they're back into the top 25. So very strong positioning where they're back into it now, getting back into the mix of it. But Arkansas, I talked about this a few weeks ago. This team is real. Arkansas as a whole is as real as it can get. I mean, not only just baseball. You see what they're doing basketball-wise. You see what they're starting to do football. That whole athletics program. And let me bring Bruno back into this. Bruno, do you remember? I mean, Arkansas has always been a strong football presence, but it seems like they've kind of, as a whole, started to get bigger and better now, just recently because there's success in basketball, top 4 now in the country in baseball. Do you feel like I feel like there was a time, at least in my growing up, where I remember looking at Arkansas thinking they were kind of a weak program? Did we lose Bruno? We might have lost Bruno now. That might be going on. Oh, man. Everything's going wrong today, baby. We love it, though. We good to go to a break? I think we're good to go. We need to go to a break. We'll figure out where Bruno's went. He's run off somewhere. If you want to join the show, though, 615-844-5600. We want to hear from you back after this here on the afternoon stretch.
That's quite busy, actually, where you pretty much would expect this time of the afternoon. It's coming out of downtown on the south loop, the west loop, 65 heavy to the north, trying to get past Vietnam Vets up towards Goodlettsville. It's been busy with several wrecks on 24 as you head out towards Murfreesboro, I-40. Watch your speed out through Wilson County. The Ripley's Family Attractions is hiring, offering great pay. Check them out online at ripleys.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Paid for by Bar Justice. Attention. Have you or a loved one been diagnosed with cancer after using Zantac or other heartburn medications for several months? The FDA has warned that Zantac and other medications containing heartburn drug, ranitidine, may be contaminated with cancer-causing agent NDMA. Zantac may be linked to these cancers: bladder, colorectal, esophageal, intestinal, kidney, liver, ovarian, pancreatic, stomach, testicular, and uterine. If you or a loved one have been diagnosed with cancer after using Zantac or other heartburn medications for several months, call now. 800-516-9931. Never stop taking medication without first consulting a physician. Call right now for a free consultation. You may be owed significant compensation. Call 800-516-9931. 800-516-9931. That's 800-516-9931. 800-516-9931.
Hey Nashville, Ray here from Run With It. Let me tell you about our sponsor, Boom Boss Craft Pizza and Tap House. And with 4 locations in Bellevue, Murfreesboro, Spring Hill, and East Nashville, they're your home for the best gourmet pizza and craft beers in Music City. Join me on Monday nights at the East Nashville location for poker night. And if you think you know everything, try Wednesday night trivia at both locations. Gourmet pizzas, craft beers, online at BoomBozz.com. Boom Boss Craft Pizza and Tap House.
The world champs are back. The Braves are out to defend their world championship. And behind Matt Olson, Ronald Acuna, Dansby Swanson, Max Fried, and this loaded 2022 roster, a repeat is within reach.
There goes Ozzie, 2-2 on the way, hit well. Deep center field. Might have ourselves a tie ball game. You betcha.
And we'll bring you every huge moment of the Braves 2022 season right here.
The Braves, live here on Nashville Sports Radio.
Sports Radio, WNSR.
Welcome back, the afternoon stretch. Bruno, Reagan, Ray Dosky, Zach Williams here in the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studios. Glad to, or appreciate that is, having Andrew Algretta on with us. I know he's down in Arkansas right now, so it gets busy when you're down there and you're getting ready for the games and everything like that. So I appreciate him taking some time out to come on to the show. We always appreciate him. And I am going to make that my goal now to get him verified on Twitter. That's going to be a real goal because I think this is where I'm figuring out, Bruno. I think I'm going to try to get other people verified, everybody around me verified, to where it's like they circle me and they're like, okay, well, why is this guy not verified?
Networking, huh?
Exactly.
Why don't you just go be a pro athlete or something?
Why don't I do that? What's a good, right now, straight up, what sport can I get into professionally?
Olympic. You need to get into like those curlers. Like if you're in the Olympics or Team USA, they will instantly verify you.
Man, that's right.
200 follower types.
Yeah,
you got to get to T-Line train.
Yeah, no, man. T-Line and got to hook us up. We can get that done. And I can get over there. And I need some ice time, as they say. I need some quality ice time. All right. Once again, did you hear my question earlier? I don't know if we may have lost connection or something there for a second. Did you hear my question I asked you?
Go ahead.
I was talking about Arkansas because Vandy plays Arkansas coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember a time? I feel like there was a time Arkansas athletics, not just baseball, football, whatever, but Arkansas athletics as a whole. I feel like there was a time they were very bottom of the barrel.
No, I thought it was the opposite. Arkansas athletics used to be extremely prestigious, and now they're kind of trying to climb back up into that. I thought Darren McFadden, they had that whole little time span where top 10 kind of deal. That's what I thought.
I mean, maybe it's just my, youth of ignorance that it's not in the state of Tennessee. So I thought, it probably wasn't that good. Who knows? Who knows what it was? But I was asking that earlier. Did you ever play Arkansas?
Yeah, we were both pretty. They were worse than the West. We were worse than the East, but we won.
Y'all beat them. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at least you have that over your head. I was talking with somebody. I can't remember who it was, but it was about you. Oh no, it was at the I had a speaking engagement with the West End Civic Club, and it's a bunch of Vandy guys. And I first off really appreciate them having me out there. But we were talking about it, and I was talking with somebody about Vandy beating Tennessee. They were asking me about the future of the team and if they thought Vandy was going to get a win. When's the next time they're going to start beating Tennessee and be a competitive program? And somehow worked into the conversation. I said, the only thing I know is that every time I've talked to Bruno, he says he doesn't care about what the future holds for it. All he cares is the fact that he beat Tennessee. And they can never take that away from you.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's a bleak outlook, I guess, if you're supposed to be a proud alumni. But I just, I don't get pumped up to go back to the games, and I don't care about them winning. I just go back to have fun and see the guys. That's really all I care about.
You think that's ever going to change? I feel like age can change something like that.
No,
You don't think so?
No, I just feel like that's inherently my person's. Some people, they're like, it's pathetic and we need to win. And I just, that's just not me when I go back. I just want the young guys there to have a great experience and have good lives. That's all I really care about. But when you leave football, you realize that, it really isn't all that. It's fun. It's a good 4 years, but it's just not that.
Yeah. But I mean,
it's not that deep.
If Vanderbilt was winning, you're going to be excited about that.
Yeah, it'll be a ton of fun, but it's just not the end all be all.
Right. I think that's where a lot of Vandy fans are right now.
It puts a lot of pressure on like 19-year-old kids. Like some 30-year-old comes back, you're not winning enough. And like they got and those Franklin guys, I mean, they won 9 games and thought they were kings of the world and they should come back and everybody should, kiss their butt. It's really not that deep, dude. So
is that what our boy Joey T would do?
No. Joe was dude. Unironically, ask Joe. Not like for some reason, a lot of people didn't like me when I got to. I don't know. I just have that personality. Either you like me or hate me, I guess. And a lot of people just didn't like how me. And Joe was one of the cool ones. He really was. So I appreciate him for that.
I love hearing that, man. I love hearing that. Yeah. Because that was 2 completely different worlds that I didn't even realize was ever going to cross for me. But anyway, let's get into let's get back to the schedule talk of the NFL. Ray,
yes.
you were asking a question earlier, Ray. The question was, which matchups are we most excited about right now that we know of for this season so far? I don't know we know, first off, we know who the teams are playing. We know that. We just don't know which day, when, what the schedule looks like and all that. I'm excited about a few of them. I'm trying to stay away from the Tennessee Titans side of things because, frankly, I'm not excited for any of the Titans matchups because I think it's going to be we'll get into this. We got plenty of time over the summer to get into it.
What was your week one?
My week one guess
prediction was
Chargers opening up with the Titans in Nashville.
Which is not happening.
Yeah, not happening.
It's the Giants.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Mine didn't have really because we're still waiting until tonight until they have the primetime show on the NFL channel about what this schedule is going to look like. But I was going to just throw a few games out there that I think you guys, if there's any interest there, about like, wow, that's one I'm going to circle. I can't wait. Like one of the game. Okay, I'll give you 5. Okay, I'll give you a couple.
Okay.
Bills, Chiefs, and you can rank them however you want them.
Mm-hmm.
Broncos, Seahawks, Kansas City, and Tampa Bay. Then you've got the Packers and Green Bay. And then you have the Raiders and Chargers.
Real quick, how do you know it's the Titans-Giants starting?
It just got released by a reliable source.
By who? I see. I'm looking on the Titans actual. I was like, wait a second. The second you said that, I was like, how do we not know this?
Yeah, spreading misinformation on the radio, baby.
No. So
was this reliable source Bruno? Because I swear if that's the verified account.
This came out 5 hours ago. It's Ari Miroff. Apparently, he covers all the NFL for PFF. He's got 500,000. I've had him on my podcast, and he basically said, NFL schedule league, the Giants will travel to Tennessee to take on the Titans in week 1 per Ryan Dunleavy, who is a NFL reporter for the NFL New York Post Sports, and he's a verified account as well.
Oh man!
So
I'm trying to see that.
We're getting deep here. Let's go. I mean, at least you have the receipts. You really do. So.
Yeah. So I just wanted.
I would never mention it. Yeah,
I wanted that to be out there. That this isn't us saying it, but I want to know where it was because I just wanted to make sure we knew about that because I haven't seen anything yet about that. So hopefully that guy, what if that guy's wrong? I can't wait to come in here tomorrow and just absolutely roast that guy.
Hey, did you see? I don't know why this popped up in my head. I was thinking of teams I'm looking forward to, and not to get too off topic, but did you see that video of Tua throwing to Tyreek?
Super underthrown.
Was it? I hadn't seen it.
Oh, so Zach didn't see it. Everyone's just clowning on Tua right now, and I didn't want to say I told you so, but I told you so.
Well, I mean, the guy is, what is he just now throwing? You know what I mean? Can we give him at least some time to warm up?
No.
Let me ask you guys this because we're going to talk about the games.
Yeah.
But this is my second question to you guys later. Who has more pressure on them? Jalen Hurts or Tua?
Okay, we'll hold on to that. Hold on to that because we need to run to a break now. When we get into the start of the second hour, we'll dive into some of these questions. We'll go back to you. Yeah, we're gonna get so NFL crazy. That's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about what you were asking for
game
matchups, and then we'll get into that. And also, you've got some sounds that we want to listen to as well. So we got a lot. But if you want to join the show, 615-844-5600. We want to hear from you. Back after this here on the afternoon stretch.
Good afternoon. The fire department's reporting a wreck with injuries at Cleveland at Ellington Parkway. Jefferson Street at Cowan, there's 2 cars involved there that had some injuries. Heavy on the south loop, the west loop. Tons of radar already out here this afternoon. And be careful as you head out through Dixon County. We saw some earlier out there up and down certain sections of I-40. Hey, Gatlinburg Wine Cellar is home of the world-famous cotton candy wine. Check them out online at GatlinburgWineCellar.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
The Final Lap with Carrie Murphy is on.
There's a new baby bush in the world as Kyle and Samantha welcomed a girl this week. On Tuesday, Lennox Key Bush became part of their family. His tweet said 6.1 ounces. I'm hoping that's in pounds. Anyway, congratulations goes out to the Bush family. The NASCAR Cup Series All-Star Race is next weekend from Texas Motor Speedway already, if you can believe it. Here's how the top 10 stacks up in the online fan vote for drivers to get into the main event if they don't already race their way in. In alphabetical order, Chris Buescher, Harrison Burton, Cole Custer, Austin Dillon, Justin Haley, Eric Jones, Corey LaJoie, Tyler Reddick, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and Daniel Suarez. Cast your vote each day at NASCAR.com. Team Penske and their affiliated Wood Brothers racing teams have shaken up their pit crew lineups ahead of the Kansas race weekend. The number 2 Cindric and number 12 Blaney team switched their front tire changers, and the number 12 Blaney and number 21 Burton team swapped their tire carriers. Taking a look at the NASCAR Cup Series point standings, 10-1. Christopher Bell is 126 back of the leader. Then you got Kyle Larson, Alex Bowman, Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Busch, Ross Chastain at number 5 is 89 out. Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney, William Byron, and Chase Elliott is leading by a massive 65 points with a win in his back pocket. AJ Allmendinger leads in the Xfinity Series, and Ben Rhodes is the Truck Series leader.
The Final Lap.
Here's football legend Howie Long for Skechers Arch Fit shoes.
Do you like comfort? Of course you do. Everyone does. But if you've never tried Arch Fit shoes from Skechers, you're missing out on next level comfort. Saying you like comfort but not trying Arch Fit is like saying you like Italian food but you've never tried pasta. You're missing out on the number one thing. Because with Arch Fit, Skechers created a whole new kind of comfort. They teamed up with podiatrists who used over 20 years of data to create a shoe that provides total foot and arch support for all-day comfort. Arch Fit distributes support across the arch no matter what foot type you have. You don't need an arch problem to love how they feel. And you say you have a passion for comfort but haven't tried them? That's like saying you're a sports fan but have never watched football. It makes no sense. So if you're the kind of person who claims to like comfort, stop what you're doing and try a pair of Arch Fit exclusively from Skechers. Then you'll finally understand true comfort.
See all the styles of comfortable, machine-washable Arch Fit shoes now at Skechers.com.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome back to the afternoon stretch. Bruno, Reagan, Ray Dosky, Zach Williams here on Nashville Sports Radio, coming to you live from the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio. If you want to get involved, 615-844-5600. I know we had some people call during the interview with Andrew Algretta. If you want to jump in now, phone line's wide open for you. Looking here, I'm following up what Ray mentioned earlier, Bruno. This does look more promising.
Okay.
On Twitter, I followed all the way. It's a beat reporter who covers the Giants. It was the Giants' first 4 weeks, essentially, that came out. It's got the Giants starting September 11th against the Tennessee Titans as week 1 here in Tennessee. And then they go Carolina at home, Dallas Cowboys on Monday Night Football at home, Chicago Bears. That's all for the Giants schedule. But the big news of this, for us at least, is that it's going to be the Giants that will be hosted here week 1 for the Tennessee Titans. If that does play out, I think that is actually very beneficial for the Titans because they need a nice, easy start game to get into this season.
There is no easy game in the NFL, you fool. You're falling for the trap.
I mean, that's not a hard
don't
game,
worry.
though.
No, it's not. It's really not. It's not Justin Herbert. It's not the Hot Chargers. It's not Mahomes. It's not the Colts. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, quote unquote, an easier game. All right, but what happens if Titans lose this game? The collective, Malik, he's going to have to start the next game.
Malik Willis, if Ryan Tannehill comes out and throws 3 interceptions against the Giants and the Titans lose after sacking Danny Dimes 400 times, then everybody would have my blessing to say Malik Willis should start the second game.
No.
that's
when he probably shouldn't, but it's just what it will go.
Malik Willis will be thrown to the wolves way too soon if Ryan Tannehill craps the bed. And then everybody will say, I hate Malik Willis. Let's go pick up Baker Mayfield. That's what everybody will be doing. All right, first hour's in the books. Got a half of a second hour coming up because we got some NHL playoff hockey coming up at 5:30. If you want to jump in, 615-844-5600. We want to hear from you. First hour's done. Second hour coming up. Don't go anywhere.
ABC News. I'm Derek Dennis. The Biden administration marking 1 million U.S. COVID deaths during a global summit on the pandemic. Secretary of State Antony Blinken outlining initiatives the U.S. is taking to fight it globally, including sending more vaccines to other countries.
We want to ensure that in the future, our collective response is swifter, better coordinated, more equitable, with more countries represented across decision-making as well as execution.
President Biden calling on Congress to approve the rest of COVID funding he requested for testing, treatments, and vaccines. 5 Republican members of Congress getting subpoenas to testify before the January 6th attack committee. Among them, House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy. He says he hasn't yet seen the subpoena, calling the investigation illegitimate. The Senate today confirmed Jerome Powell for a second 4-year term as Federal Reserve Chair as the country faces record-high inflation. Lawmakers approved Powell by an 80-19 vote. This is ABC News.
I tend to second-guess dinners with friends because they're often interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit Creon.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREON.com.
From the big game to the big dance, Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel downtown is your game day and watch party headquarters. Don't worry about entertaining guests and trying to feed everyone. Sit back, relax, cheer on your team, and let the Bar Line staff take care of you. Grab a Bar Line signature cocktail and enjoy some wicked deviled eggs, or a Bar Line's double stack, and finish it off with some Jack and Coke chocolate cake. Bust your belly and your bracket at Bar Lines, located in the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
Do you find yourself looking for new and exciting things to do locally with your family during the hot summer months? Thanks to Strike and Spare, you don't have to look any further. Sign up today for Kids Bowl Free. Kids Bowl Free is a summer pass where your kids 15 and under receive 2 free games of bowling every day. You can also purchase a family pass that allows you to join in on the fun. Visit any of the 5 local Strike and Spare locations in Hendersonville, Donaldson, Hermitage, Tusculum, and Murfreesboro, or visit kidsbowlfree.com/Strike and Spare and sign up today. Strike and Spare, where fun is bowling.
Get all your NASCAR news every weekday right here on The Final Lap. Hey, it's Kerry Murphy, and Joey Logano ends a 40-race winless drought, grabbing the win his very first career at Darlington Raceway. Up next for the NASCAR Cup Series is Kansas Speedway. So grab all the latest NASCAR news, race recaps, driver reviews, stats, and info every single week, right where Joey does.
Hi, I'm Joey Logano, and I get my NASCAR news on The Final Lap with Kerry Murphy.
And check out our NASCAR talk show, The Final Lap Weekly, wherever you get your podcasts.
Okay, it's happening.
It's the afternoon stretch with Zach Williams and Bruno Reagan.
Everybody stay calm. Stay calm.
Now here's Bruno and Zach.
Second hour of the afternoon stretch here on Nashville Sports Radio. Bruno Reagan, Ray Dosky, Zach Williams here in the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio. Bruno Reagan on location right now in Birmingham for the USFL. All goes. A lot of people still. We talked about it earlier, but a lot of people still hit me up. They're like wondering, hey, how's Bruno's knee and everything? He's on the come up, right, Bruno?
Yeah, I'm pretty much. Normal life isn't too hard now, so I'm getting back to game ready. Hopefully next week.
So it's all good. It's all gonna get back. We're actually, it was a giant bullet because I went back and watched the actual hit. Like, there's no reason your MCL should be attached right now.
Yeah, it hurt. It hurt. It felt like a firecracker. They were like, "What popped?" I was like, probably everything." Got lucky, so.
Gotta love it. All right, so we left off. We were going to have some questions. Let's go through. Ray Dosky. How are you doing, by the way, Ray? Second hour.
I'm very well,
Let's
man.
reset everything.
The show's flying by, man.
Racing!
What?
Sorry, I had to do it.
What'd you yell?
Racing.
Racing, okay. Racing Ray Dosky. Ray Dosky. The old Dooskers.
Drewski.
You had asked us some questions. Let's reset to those now, talking about schedules that have came out so far that have quote-unquote leaked, which we have to put in air quotes because we don't know if everything's actually verified yet. We'll find out tonight during this,
prime time gala or event, whatever you want to call it.
Debauchery the NFL's going to throw on tonight.
I'm only looking forward to on the show.
I can almost guarantee you I'm not going to watch it live. Maybe I will. I don't know. This is the dumbest Selection Sunday for March Madness, right? Where it's like they're giving each bracket away one commercial break at a time, and it's just, oh, God, it drives me insane. All right, so go through the matchups, and we'll pick our favorite out of these.
Yeah, so the question I asked two questions. The first one I asked was, which games are you looking forward to this upcoming season? Of course, we're still waiting for these dates and times to be, verified. So I threw a couple games out there for you. The first one, and you can rank them however you want. Or you can make up another game that it's not within this rankings. Is the first one is the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Buffalo Bills, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Kansas City Chiefs, Packers versus Bills, Seahawks and Broncos, and then you have the Chargers going against the Raiders.
Well, Seahawks and Broncos are definitely the worst matchup on that list. Seahawks are going to have Drew Lock at quarterback, so we might as well the team should just take the year off, to be honest. Yeah. Maybe they should take 3 years off, to be honest. That's what it feels like the Seahawks are doing.
Russell Wilson, Mr. Unlimited. He is a nice guy, right? He's definitely a nice guy. And I don't think he wants to beat up on his old team, so he's going to make sure that one's a close contest at least.
Okay, I'll replace this one. One that I think that's been already verified. It's actually the opening game of the season on Thursday night in SoFi Stadium. Rams, Bills.
Bills getting back-to-back weeks of primetime games because we know the Titans will be Monday Night Football in wherever crap hole city Buffalo's in, wherever their stadium's at, which I guess the city would be Buffalo. But that's crazy they're getting back. I mean, if there's one team the NFL is hoping just wins the Super Bowl, it's the Buffalo Bills because they are juicing them up, giving them all those primetime games and everything. Josh Allen.
McGregor treatment.
Yeah, man, they are. I'll tell you the one I like. I like the Kansas City Chiefs Bills. You know, just to go on with that because that's probably going to be a primetime game. We all saw that from the playoffs the last year. That it was like, nobody wanted that game to end, essentially. That one's going to be fun to watch. I don't know though. Like I'm kind of with Bruno. Broncos Seahawks. Yeah, you're going to have the Russell. Do we know where that one's at? Is that going to be in Seattle? I would hope that it's in Seattle. But of course,
I believe so. I have to go and look it up. So we're not into the whole Tom Brady farewell retirement tour going against the Pat Mahomes.
Is he though?
I mean, look, he just locked up a 10-year contract with Fox.
Yeah, but
Fox has their Tony Romo. They're happy.
It's just like,
he doesn't have to. He could sign on for another season.
Yeah, he could go another year because there's no like guaranteed start date, and he even said himself, right? Like, still got some more, still got some work to do with the Buccaneers or something like that. So I can't imagine he's going to have the farewell tour, and I don't think frankly, I don't think he deserves one. I don't think he deserves a farewell tour because he already retired. He already announced it.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, you can't have everyone. We can't send 5 goodbye Tom Brady like heartfelt. First of all, it was already cringy enough the first time where everyone was like, Tom Brady, you changed my life. Like Tom, he seems like a funny guy. That's about all I got for Tom Brady.
Just an update to the Seahawks. It is in Seattle.
So it is in Seattle.
So Russell Wilson will return home.
That one will be funny just to see how it plays out. Like, do you think they boo him?
Imagine him getting no. First of all, no, and then imagine if Drew Lock beats him at home. That'd be awesome.
They'll boo Drew Lock. They'll be like, "How dare you? He gave us a Super Bowl." That'll be the one game the Seahawks are going to win next year.
I feel bad for Carson Wentz. Not only does he play the Eagles, because not only does he play the Eagles, but he also plays the Colts as well.
No, that guy's gonna get it. But he gets booed at even at teams he didn't play for. No, he gets loud cheers.
But it's amazing, how much of there seems to be this like sentimental backing that this guy's gonna actually be a difference maker for Washington this year. Like something like the NFL analysts are like, you know what? Don't sleep on Carson Wentz. He's better than advertised. I'm like, okay. Bruno's preaching to the choir. Bruno, you preaching to the choir. I know, and it's just hard for me to get behind that as well. So, but it's just surprising me, like how these analysts are kind of like, oh yeah, gung ho, Carson Wentz, he's actually a better quarterback. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, let's hope Carson Wentz doesn't get beat out by Taylor Heineke first.
I mean, first off, for this show, I hope it happens.
Yeah,
like I'm going to be very biased to that point of view. Secondly, I said this yesterday, I think, or sometime this week. Take everything they're saying about Carson Wentz and Washington Commanders and do the whole Mad Libs, take away the subject of the Commanders and replace it with Indianapolis Colts. Just replace Indianapolis. It's the exact same story that they're going with. The only difference I'll give you about Carson Wentz is last year he did start the season injured. I mean, he definitely played on broken ankles.
Yeah.
And that was obvious. I mean, when he came into Nashville and they played here locally, which I think that was September, so that might have been like week 2, week 3, something.
Yeah, it was very early in the season.
Very early. You could tell the guy could not move around. Right. I mean, Jeff Simmons was feasting on him because there was no movement back there. So he probably is going to come in healthier. He'll probably look better than what he did with the Colts, but I just feel like now you get painted into a box so much that you kind of become that box.
Like people are saying he's bad, so he's just going to be bad forever.
Yeah.
He can't escape it.
I feel like it.
I mean, the people painting the box is me. I have the paintbrush. I'm leading this charge.
I mean, that's essentially, I feel like you get that one chance to overshout it, and people had already, back when he was with the Eagles, which feels like 40 years ago, but back when he was with the Eagles, people were saying he was washed. When he came to Indianapolis, people were saying he was washed, and that was his chance to reinvigorate his career.
What good quarterbacks get tossed around in the NFL, team to team to team, you know? For God's sakes, Kirk Cousins found a home and got paid like $100 million for a game, each game he plays.
Yeah.
If you're Carson Wentz and now you're on your third team in 3-4 years, that's not a good thing.
I'm trying to think. What's another journeyman quarterback? I mean, Ryan Fitzpatrick found a little bit of a home in Miami.
Are we talking about free agency? Or are we talking about
either way?
Okay, because Brent Favre, he circled the wagon. Packers, Jets, Vikings.
Right, but Brent Favre, he was. I mean, he got drafted by the Falcons and then got put up into Green Bay.
Yeah, so 4 teams.
But Green Bay, he was Brett Favre when he left Green Bay. Yeah. We're talking about guys who have had multiple opportunities with teams. At least that's what. Tell me if I'm wrong, Bruno. You're talking about multiple opportunities, but never hit.
If you're a quarterback, and you're on your third team in 4 years, it speaks a lot about you.
Right, and this isn't like Brett Favre was doing.
If Kirk Cousins is getting locked down on max contracts, and you're not, you're on the bottom half of the league, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I mean, there's really not many that find a survival this way without already being an established guy. And I don't think you could say Carson Wentz is established the way that Brett Favre was established when his time was done.
And it sucks because there was a time where Carson Wentz did look like that dude, but he always had haters in the background.
Well, yeah, just Bruno constantly cheering for his downfall. Just always cheering for the downfall of that guy. I'm trying to think. Yeah, Alex Smith maybe a little bit because he was good in San Francisco, but he wasn't some established veteran. Then he goes to Kansas City. He was good there. Then he goes to Washington, and then the whole leg thing happened, so that kind of ruined it. Fitzpatrick, he found a home in Miami for a little bit, but then he just got usurped no matter what. I don't know if there was another one. I don't know. Carson Wentz has got a mountain to climb. I mean, he's got a humongous mountain to climb.
Huge question marks, yeah.
Yeah, and he's got good talent around him. I'll tell you this. This is Carson Wentz's best shot at being good in Washington. Dump off passes to Antonio Gibson. Throw that guy the ball constantly. Just drop back and just always look for Gibson. No matter where, I don't care even if he's blocking, you throw at him. It doesn't matter. Throw him the ball because that's all he did in college. In Memphis, he was just a receiver essentially. He never ran the ball in Memphis, and then he gets to Washington. For some reason, he only runs the ball, never catches the ball. That makes no sense, and I hate the NFL for the way it works. But I don't know.
That's mainly coaching and egos. I mean, heck, I'm dealing with a former longtime NFL coach right now, and I mean, he has his system, and you're gonna do it. That's how most of them are. They have things they like.
There was a guy back in the day, Brad Johnson.
Brad Johnson ended up winning it with the Tampa Bay Bucks. Yeah, was he Vikings?
It's Washington.
Washington,
and Tampa.
Yeah, and I think he was on the Vikings too, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, he made it work. It's possible. I believe
was the Buccaneers his third team. I want to say it was.
Could have been. That's. I mean, that was 2001.
Which it would be great because this is Carson Wentz's third team. So who knows? Let's see, because we all are about history on this show here. Hindsight, we haven't heard from Womble in a while, but yes.
Yeah, well, true. Well, I mean, I think you hope this happens.
You know what? I'm hoping for anything. I'm hoping that we win like a game. Game. Oh, game. Man, if that happens, Taylor Heineke will for sure be in at quarterback at some point. They just got to throw that guy in. At least he was competitive. They got rid of Kyle Anderson. I think that's just him and Howell as a backups. I think that Taylor's. I think he's QB2, and then I think the third string is Howell. Now, will he be the future? No one knows, but apparently everyone in the NFL is like, oh, yeah, he was a steal of the draft because he fell to him in the 5th round.
Yeah, let me ask you about this, Bruno. So yesterday we find out Sam Howell, quarterback out of NC, he
only eats chicken tenders.
Only eats chicken. never. I can understand only eating chicken tenders. I'm fine with that. But he's never had steak, never had a burger. Do you believe him?
Yeah.
No, wow.
Why would he lie about it?
I think he's a liar. I think he's weird and he's a sociopath. I don't trust the guy.
I think you just told me. Yeah, I think this guy is just. You think he's on it for clout?
It's got to be something.
He's out there. He's like Kyrie when he was talking about like flat Earth and the moon and all that. He's just like this guy. Like clearly has something wrong with him. Great player that has something wrong with him. Antonio Brown.
What were you gonna say,
I didn't mean to cut you. I thought Bruno was down there for a minute.
No, you're good. I'm done.
I was gonna say something. Did you guys hear what Richard Sherman said the other day?
No, what did he say?
Oh no.
Oh no, is right. Let me see if I can find that text. I know I have it somewhere here. So
Did
he
text
basically
this to you?
no. He tweeted it out apparently because he has his own podcast.
Yeah, you know what, Ray? Who doesn't nowadays? It's so annoying.
I gotta find this. Oh, here it is.
Makes our stuff feel illegitimate.
No, that's not it. That's not it.
It really does.
Oh yeah, here it is. Richard Sherman came out on Kenny Pickett being the Steelers draft pick this past year, being the future of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He said it's hard for me to trust a quarterback who wears gloves all the time. Now, Bruno, how do you feel about that? Do you trust your quarterback with gloves?
That's pretty fair, honestly. Because, dude, the NFL isn't filled with scientists. It's superstitious meathead dumbos. That's all football players are, right? So when you see a quarterback wearing 2 gloves, Teddy Bridgewater is the only guy I've ever seen do it, and he was okay, right? Like, it's like when you see a lineman wear sleeves in, like, 60-degree weather. It's like, oh, it's chilly. Like, no. Like, you're going to be like, this guy sucks. It's just one of those things.
What happened to Kurt Warner? He did really well. Peyton Manning.
Ray, I was like 3 years old. I couldn't speak English when Kurt Warner was playing. Okay,
yeah, he was not a native speaker,
but he won a Super Bowl. Super Bowl.
I've never seen someone do it. I think Richard Sherman actually brings up a great bro science point.
All right, we need to run to a break. If you want to jump in, 615-844-5600. Last segment coming up, by the way, because we're going to be done at 5:29. Taking over some hockey at 5:30. So if you want to get in, this is your last chance here on the afternoon stretch.
Hey Nashville, Ray here. Many of us suffer from anxiety when going to the dentist. You guys need to check out my friends over at Bite Dentistry, where Dr. Lewis and her team are amazing. Bite Dentistry is where my family goes for all of our dental care. Their mission is to help patients breathe better, smile bigger, and live longer by offering a comprehensive selection of services and total dental care for every member of your family. Bite Dentistry is the only dentist in town trained and certified to offer the Vivos method that helps with people who grind their teeth at night or snore that causes sleep apnea. The Vivos technology is also provided for both kids and adults. They also work with a company called Guard Lab, which creates custom mouth guards, which are the same mouth guards used by the Tennessee Titans. Located at 3212 West End Avenue, Suite 301, Nashville. You can set up an appointment by calling them at 615-866-2129. That's 615-866-2129. And follow them on social media and online at bitedds.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Here at Total Wine & More, you'll find what you love and love what you find, especially our totally low prices.
I'm firing up the grill for burgers and want to impress the neighbors.
This bourbon has a smoky flavor that'll go great with your grilling.
Nice! Wow, and look at that price. Well done.
I prefer medium rare. Your neighbors will love it. Find what you love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More. Pickup and delivery available at TotalWine.com. Drink responsibly, B21.
It's the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs on Sports USA, and we head to Boston as the Bruins play host to the Carolina Hurricanes. The Bruins are out there on the ice killing penalties and shooting lasers. The Hurricanes have their eye on one thing: win on the road, with Jarvis, Stahl, and Aho leading the way. It's Game 6, Carolina at Boston, this Thursday on your home for the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, Sports USA.
Coverage begins at 5:30 right here on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
2-0. Swing drive, handed left field deep, to the track, to the wall, and score! Game-winning home run! Orlando Arcia, have yourself a night.
Game-winning home run by the Atlanta Braves. That was a huge hit against the Red Sox. I think I saw somebody send out a tweet. They were like, there's nothing sweeter than there's nothing sweeter than watching the Red Sox lose. The only thing that makes it better is watching my Atlanta Braves get the win over them. That was a hell of a hit too. Very excited about that. Of course, you heard that right here on Nashville Sports Radio last night.
Congrats to all the baseball fans that stayed up for 2 hours, 3 hours to see something exciting happen in the game. Proud of you guys.
I mean, you're just the worst. That's like really, I think you're just the Wait, let me ask you this, Bruno. If an MLB team came to Nashville, would you dig in and be a fan of that team?
Probably not.
You don't think so?
I mean, they would have to.
What if they paid us a lot of money?
Yes. Oh my God. It would be the easiest choice ever. Yes.
So what you're saying is it's not that you don't like baseball. You just don't want to work for free.
Yeah, I mean, it's both. It's actually more that I don't like baseball, but yeah.
No. See, you can't say that because when it does inevitably happen, we got to be ready to say, like, look, we'll make a whole bit out of it. You know, Bruno's not a baseball guy, but he's going to be a big fan. You just got to make sure to pay him, just giant bags of cash.
It would just be the Reformation. That's all it would be. We would have to market it. It would get me out there on the pitch. Maybe goes to some BP. We'll see.
Oh yeah, dude. I first off would love to see Bruno take BP.
Just get absolutely destroyed by these pro level pitchers.
Well, there's been a whole we've talked about this in the background with the show. Every time any of these, because we get hit up about different stuff all the time, NASCAR sometimes, just different stuff. Every time I go back to the same idea. Make the fat guy do the thing that's going on. So it's been like the NASCAR thing, which I don't know if that's going to work out. Who knows? But I wanted to just have a video of us filming, Bruno trying to get into a NASCAR race car. Like he's going to go through the window and everything.
It'd be so easy.
I don't think
you
so.
failed. You're like, let's make the fat guy do anything. You failed to let the audience know I'm the top 1% of athletes on the planet.
You know what's funny? I don't know if Bruno caught the show yesterday, but did you tell him about the whole fantasy football thing, that story that I talked about yesterday?
Oh, no, yeah. Tell him that one. That's a good one. Bruno didn't hear this.
Bruno, yesterday, there was a story that came out. It was on Twitter that this one guy who lost in fantasy football, and as the loser, he had to go play this qualifying PGA game against a guy who's actually going to possibly qualify for the PGA Tour.
So he played like an actual, an amateur U.S. Open. To get into the tour, and you have to pay and all this stuff. The guy he's playing with shoots a 72. That's really good.
Yeah.
He shot a 112.
That's awesome.
What a loser.
He had tweeted out apparently when he came up, whatever, he said it was just he was a lot of fun, but he's like, God, it was so embarrassing. And the caddy had told the other guy who was actually really working hard to get into the tour, he apologized I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for this.
Sorry, I just made a mockery of your livelihood.
That is awesome. I mean, I really couldn't understand because I never lost in fantasy football, so I can't understand having to do the embarrassing stuff. But I get where the story is coming from.
This season can't come here quick enough.
Yeah, speaking of loss, did you see Golden State last night?
Oh my God! First off, did they listen to me? I think they listened to me on the show yesterday, where I was like, "They're never going to see a worse shooting performance from Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and this team, blah, 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 blah. I think it's over." Well, it's not over. These guys, what do they have, 113 points in 3 quarters? That Memphis was going berserk last night.
Yeah,
I feel stupid.
The series.
And you don't owe me a steak dinner now.
Yeah, the series should have been over by now because Memphis, out of all 5 games, were down and they lost 1 bad game.
Yeah.
All the other 4 games, they were ahead, and just in that final minute, that's when they lost the game. So
you got something for us. What is it?
So Draymond Green last night was dancing with the Memphis crowd last night about what was it, beat that wick or whatever it was.
Whoop that trick.
Whip that trick, whatever. I don't know what it's called, whatever. And this was his
response. Beat that wick. Beat that wick.
I don't know what. So basically, he came out and said this is what his response.
That was the most Kurdish thing I think he ever said on the show.
Yes.
All right, go ahead and play it.
Fourth quarter, you and Steph obviously were enjoying the crowd when they were playing Whoop That Trick. Kind of what was going through your mind there, and just kind of Did you guys think about what Steph said earlier about the mindset you guys wanted to have about whoop that trick?
They're not going to whoop that trick alone. We're going to whoop that trick together if we're going to whoop that trick. You know, you got to... You know, one thing I don't respect is people who only bring it when they win it, you know, or, you know, embrace crowds when you win it. We call those front runners. We're not front runners, you know. We got our ass kicked. That's all right. It happens. But you don't be front runners, you know. When you spew it out, you gotta be willing to take it and not hide from it, not duck from it, not run from it. Embrace it.
I respect that. I respect that out of Draymond.
Yeah, he's right. I mean, it's just a really good athlete point. I mean, that's something coaches will tell you. That's something I'm sure Todd has told us a million times this year. Don't be an emotional guy. You know, be the same guy all the time, and that's part of it. So, respect.
Yeah, and you know, also I think it's a little bit of Draymond's like, I think he's got one foot out the door already because he's definitely trying. You know, he's doing his podcast. It seems like he's trying to get involved in like the sports analyst scene. So I feel like he's like,
isn't everybody now? I feel like we're just wait until Amazon owns everything, and there's 5 sports broadcasting jobs, and we're all out of a job. So.
It's just Apple TV, Amazon, and then whatever mega corporation when AT&T and Verizon, you know, come together because they're getting booted out too by all these people.
He's got a strong following.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
For sure.
I mean, he was offered to go on what was it, the Stephen A. Smith show on ESPN?
Yeah, First Take.
Yeah, First Take. There was an offer there for him, and they keep bringing him back. So
yeah, I think that's. I mean, so he was just enjoying. He's having fun. He's a guy who's playing basketball, making millions of dollars, having fun. So, all right, Bruno, we're done today, buddy. Good luck tomorrow for the Bandits. Hopefully, they get the win against Jeff Fisher's led Panthers because that's just the best. And I know you'll be there, so hopefully you'll be all healed up. We'll get you back. Appreciate you jumping on, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Remember, if nobody's told you, I love you and you matter. Have a safe night. We'll be back here tomorrow, Friday, to end the week the right way. Have a good, safe week. We'll see you tomorrow here on Nashville Sports Radio.